Abstract games. They don't get the love that they deserve. They have this reputation of being really dry and boring sorts of games. In fact, when you go to your games night and everyone's brand games that they want to play, you'll find a mountain of games which are like adventure style, where you're slaying monsters or building empires. And then there's like a little mountain of games which have like mundane things like farming and shopping. And very rarely you might find a game which has a theme, but it's actually an abstract in disguise. Abstracts also have this reputation of having really strange and bizarre names, ones that you can barely pronounce, like yinch and Korto. Yeah. And they don't tell you anything, do they? They don't really say anything about the game. The games should have names about what they are. You should have a game which says, I am connect forward, so you've got to get 4 in the line. Or I am a game where you push things. Oh yeah. Qwirkle is an out of the cupboard screaming, I am an abstract game! And a good one at that. And its principal mechanic is based on another game which you may have heard of called Scrabble. Yes, that one. Now, I hate Scrabble, but I like this. But it's the same kind of game. So why is that? Let me think. It might be something to do with the rule set of Scrabble, okay? In Scrabble, you have to put your tiles in a line to get points. But the thing is, they have to be put into a certain order so it spells a word. And if you're not good at spelling, you're not going to do very well. Whereas with this, it's the same thing. You just got to put lines of colours or lines of shapes. Simples. Wee, it's simple. And you know what? I think this game is kind of a up yours to Scrabble, because as you well know in the English language, whenever you've got a word with a Q in it, the next letter that precedes it is always got to be a U. In the box you'll find this big bag which will hold a shed load of tiles, so you don't really need the box. You can throw the box away and just carry this bag around. There's also the rules in there, and the rules are basically one mini page like so. And prior to making this video, I've just realized that I've been playing this game wrong. There you go, that proves that I can't spell and I can't read. Now the tiles in the game, there are 6 different shapes and 6 different colors, and there are 3 of each. So there's 3 yellow circles and there's going to be 3 green flowers, and they're all in this bag. How's the game play? Players have a hand size of 6 tiles. At the beginning of the game, you take 6 tiles out at random, stand them up like that, but for the purposes of the video you can't see, so I'll lay them down. As you can see, they stand up because they're very nice big bits of quality wood with the design on them, very easy to see. Start player is then decided. It's the player who can make the longest line possible. Okay, longest line, yeah, you could say, yeah, I got a line of 6. Yeah, but it's basically you're either doing a line of colours or a line of shapes. So I could do a line of shapes, which would be this star-shaped thing, or I could do a line of colours, which would obviously be 3, which would make me the start player. And because I'm the start player, I would start with that. Our start player has placed his 3 tiles into the middle of the table. You'll have to then dig up a piece of paper and a pen and write down scores for each player individually, because the game doesn't come with paper and pen, but hey ho, it is what it is. This is a line of orange shapes. They're all different, but they're all the same colour, and you score points accordingly. It's 1 point per tile, so in this case 3 points. The start player will then draw up to their hand size of 6 tiles, and play moves to the next player. He decides that they're going to add these 2 flower tiles here on the bottom and create a line of flowers. And again, they're all different colours, so that's legal, and that will give him 1, 2, 3 points, even though he played 2 points. You can play one tile if you wish. It's totally up to you, or you can play as many tiles as you want, but as long as they create one line. You could not add the same shape to an already a line which already has that shape in, and you could not add same colour to a line which already has the same colour, so that is illegal. But in this case, let's do this. If I do that and add it there, that's legal because you created a line of orange and you created a line of flowers. Good, huh? And that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 points because you create 2 lines of 2, which is 4. This, again, very simple, is just 4 points. But if you can do cross sections like this one tile here can give you 6 points. What you're aiming for is a Qwirkle. A Qwirkle is 6 of the same colour but different shapes, or 6 of the same shape but different colours. When you do this, you get 12 points. It's 6 points for that and then a double. Just imagine if you just stuck that on. That would be, if that was like that and I did that, you score a Qwirkle, which is 12 points plus the 4 points here, so that's 16 points. A second action you can do instead of playing tiles onto the board is you can discard as many tiles as you wish and replace them with new ones from the bag. So in this case I would get rid of those 2, put them to the side, reach into the bag and pull out 2 substitute tiles, and then those 2 go back in the bag and the next player plays their turn. The game comes to a climactic finale when there are no more tiles to draw from the bag. Then it's a race to get rid of your tiles. The first player to get rid of all their tiles in front of them gets a bonus of 6 points and the game immediately ends. You then tot up your scores on the piece of paper that you found underneath your door or underneath your table to stop it wobbling, and that's it. That's the winner. Simple, that. Qwirkle is a board game that everybody should adore because it is a great, fun, simple game. It's simple, yes, it relies on a mechanic which you probably know of because you played it in another game called Scrabble. Yes, everybody has played Scrabble, so that makes this game easy to teach. You can teach it to your, oh, you shouldn't be playing board games, mother. Or you could teach it to your, oh, when I was young I used to play with a stick in the mud, grandmother. This game is just easy and quick and fun and adorable, and you could play Domino Rally with it. 3 key elements in this game are luck, skill and strategy, and they're all divided equally. So this game is just not a luck fest. This game is not about the smartest intelligent person winning the game. This game is, it just makes for a more interesting kind of parallel level game. So scores at the end will always be pretty close, and it will just be that person who's got the edge that's going to win. With the luck, yes, you're drawing tiles from a bag. Luck can be annoying in that factor, but the fact that you can mitigate that luck by deciding that you're going to use your turn to discard maybe all your tiles, or just 1 or 2, to redraw and hopefully draw better tiles. That way you've got like a kind of set collection maybe in front of you. Maybe you've got 3 oranges, you think, oh, I'm going to discard those 3 other different colours and see if I can draw at least 1 more orange, and then I can make a big line, or look for that last tile which would give you the Qwirkle which everyone's been trying to find. And because there's 3 of each shape and colour, you can do a bit of math, and that leads into the strategy. You're looking at your tiles, you can't do it very much at the beginning, but midway through the game you can start strategizing on what tiles to keep, what tiles to get rid of, deciding when is the best time to play your tiles or not. You might have like a 2 or a 3 that you could put out, but is it best just to hold on to them to see if someone else puts something else out, or is it best to wait and see if you can draw and get anything else to add to that line to help you out? And having a strategy like that can help your brain expand, for example, but it won't make it explode. This game is not a brain exploding game. This game is very simple, but there's enough thought in it that you keep playing and you're hooked, basically. And then we go on to skill. Your skill that you need is observation. At the beginning, again, you can't really do much because the map is small, but once it starts expanding, there's more and more possibilities. So able to have a keen eye to spot when a possible Qwirkle could be done, or maybe there's something hidden in the middle, because what will happen is it snakes out everywhere. There might be something that you could just go, okay, if I put that one tile there, I'm going to get myself 10 points because it does that line and that line. Nobody's seen it yet. Skill, luck, strategy, equally balanced, make this game perfect. This is future Barry, and obviously I told you that I played the game wrong right up to the point when I started recording this video. I have since played the game with the real rules, and it doesn't change my opinion of the game whatsoever. Now, let me tell you what I used to play wrong. I used to play, basically, once you played your tiles and you go to fill up your hand, you can then discard any tiles that you don't want and then refill your hand. So it wasn't an optional action, it was as a variant, so you just fill up your hand. It didn't change the game whatsoever. This game is still brilliant. It works for all people, young, old, non-gamers and gamers. It's not too complex for non-gamers because it is a simple idea, but it's not too simple for hardcore gamers because there's a lot to be thinking about as well for them. Yes, this game is excellent. Minor quibbles, the colours between the blue shapes and the purple shapes are a bit hard to tell in bad lighting, and normally you'd kind of notice it when it's like there's no blues on the table, no purples on the table. It's a bit hard to differentiate, and when someone makes a line and goes, oh, they're not actually purples, they're blues. Another minor quibble is some of the shapes is wearing a tiny bit, and I can see in the foreseeable future as these bits of wood rattle about inside the bag, the paint's gonna come off gradually. But that's gonna be a long time in the future, and I'm gonna get plenty of gameplay out of this. So there you go, Qwirkle, excellent game.
I don't know how many. Just like they do on beer and board games. Not an iron dream. I got no friends. Stupid. Play with no one and has no shame. So I play solo. Just me and